And we are live. Hello everyone, welcome to part 10 of Sonadow Play the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. Joining me as per usual is my lovely girlfriend IMShadow 007. Say hello, hon.
Hello!
And as we said on Twitter, we are beginning the final case, Turnabout Succession.
It's gonna be a doozy!
The final case of what I suppose you could call the sprite era of Ace Attorney, because after this the games went 3D.
Yep.
Gameplay was still the exact same, but it was all 3D models.
Yep.
And for the 3DS, they actually looked pretty damn good, I must say.
Here we go.
Turnabout Succession.
And that is the whole truth of this case. I think it's meant to be Phoenix.
Yeah, but if I don't see who's talking, I just don't bother.
In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of these last 7 long years.
I think that's Apollo, actually.
Yeah, it's Apollo. Go ahead.
Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. Oh! And now, we stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. Will the defendant be found innocent or guilty?
The decision is yours. Well, well. Ain't that a familiar face? Hey, Apollo! Look on TV! Look! Look!
Yeah, I'm kind of busy.
Whoa! Look at that! He's the last Grammary, all right? Amazing! Apollo! You should be watching this!
Ow, 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 ow. What? What? I was writing about our last case in my journal.
Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. And why now? That case was 3 months ago.
Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lammy Roar disappeared.
That's right! Uncle Valen did that illusion too. But you're missing him on the TV right now.
I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal of the greatest magic show on Earth. Happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum? Hey, that's where the Gaviniers' concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary troupe Grammary is performing for the first time in 7 years.
That's going to be great! I'm so there! You and Daddy are coming too.
The legendary Grammaries. If Trucy's real father were still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles.
I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo.
Thanks. Oop.
Phoenix?
I don't know.
I think it's Phoenix. Yep.
Hey, how have you been?
Hi there, stranger!
Not exactly the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid. Though he has been gone a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you.
Yay! Pudding! I love pudding! Oh, it's farm fresh. Not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups. I have to pace myself. Pudding!
Well, I'm beat.
That's right, Daddy. You're on top secret mission. You gotta take it easy with the secrets, you know.
How right you are. So, you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it's time it has something to do with you anyway. Huh? With me?
Ooh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy.
Can't I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the juris system, yes?
The juris system?
That's right. The new legal system everyone's talking about.
Have you heard of it, Apollo?
Huh? Maybe? Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. See, this would make sense in the original setting of Japan, because at this time, Japanese courts didn't have juries. But,
Actually, go ahead.
But in America, where the game has been localized to, they do.
And fun fact, some Japanese court members did get involved with developing Apollo Justice because this was during the time when Japan was, integrating the juris system. Ace Attorney has gotten so successful to the point it got presented to the Japanese government. And the Japanese courts are like, yeah, we'll implement the jury system in for God knows how many years.
The juris system, huh?
Let's talk. So, Daddy, what's this jury system thing?
Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is?
I've heard of it. Isn't that how people who sit in the courtroom, in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who decide if a guy's innocent or guilty? Do you know, Apollo?
Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? It's actually 15 in Scotland.
And get this, Jarl. You know how in America it's everywhere else in the world it's innocent until proven guilty? In Japan, it's guilty until proven innocent. Yep. And the conviction rate, about 96%.
Well, they're thinking about...
That's the reason why Ace Attorney was made in the first place. It was the creator of Ace Attorney did all this as a fuck you to the jury system.
Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They're calling the new system the juris system.
No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor.
Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. And there will only be 6 of them under the current proposal, right?
Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo.
Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now.
It feels like I'm on one of those kind of... It feels like I'm on a kind of special educational TV show. Starring Dr. Wright.
Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy. And mascot Apollo. The perfect team. Mascot. Hey! So, what is this secret mission? The juris system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like this system are always risky, Apollo.
Too true. Everyone's got an option and they just talk and nothing's get decided. Kind of like you, Apollo.
I'm not that bad. Am I? In any case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will.
I don't like tests.
We'll take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be the chair of the Juris System Simulated Court Committee. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurist candidates. Even the judge in the courtroom.
Wow, it's like you have a real job.
I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess.
But he's good at poker.
The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is.
A simulation, huh? Sounds interesting.
So, what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it's the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple.
Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious.
True. The case is a murder. That's not simple at all!
By simple, did you mean that the defendant is...
Guilty. Yes. Most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you?
Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway. No sweat.
Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And potentially serious sentence. The most serious in a worst case scenario. Ah, you mean the verdict's for real?
No pressure or anything.
That's not a test trial. That's a real trial. All the forms have been filled. There's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Why am I only hearing about this now? Yeah. There was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Eh? Something that happened last night.
Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about the secret mission. But what about this? The Troop Grand Marie Grand Magic Show.
Huh? Oh, right. The card tricks.
They're not card tricks!
Yeah, they are.
They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse, heaven and earth will rise!
So what? That's 3 whole days from now.
It's a Sunshine Coliseum! Let's go! Let's go today! You can say hi to Uncle Valent.
Have fun.
What? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing.
Right.
You're rare. I was gonna say.
Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow, regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something that he's not telling me.
Yippee! Now you can take me to the Coliseum.
I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Grammary. That reminds me.
What's this, Daddy? Isn't that Silk Hat the Grammary seal?
Consider it a birthday present, Trucy.
Thanks! It's great! But... today isn't my birthday.
Good point. What day is it today, Apollo? Huh? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. Then it's a Recycle Your Plastics present.
Yippee! So it's plastic.
I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. So what is it?
Can I open it, Daddy?
No.
Huh?
You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then.
Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then?
Because that would be the logical thing to do. Thank you.
Okay.
An envelope about the Grammaries, huh? Alright, so what case are you going to use? You really want to know, don't you? Of course I do! I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? If all goes well, then yes, of course. This is just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were. There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose. I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good! That's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo. If I'm in charge of this whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Alright. I recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there. But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk.
Well, time's a wasting. Examine the plant first. You'll get like a 4th achievement for examining Charlie.
The plant. It intrigues you, doesn't it? Not really. It's just the only thing in here that doesn't have some secret function. No secrets, but a lot of memories. And a name, too. Want to hear it? Not really. His name is Charlie, if you were curious. Really, I wasn't.
To the detention center.
That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes!
Maybe I should complain? I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us.
You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way.
Like shouting, "Oh, waiter!" and they're staying right behind you. Oh, guard! Is our client going to be much longer?
What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet?
Huh? There she is.
Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat.
I'm nervous, Apollo.
It's the silence. It builds suspense. Why don't you do something? Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you?
That's right. Okay.
I am the amazing Mr. Hat.
She passed out!
Miss Magic Underwear might have been a better bet.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
Oh no, we're not going down that rabbit hole again.
Did someone say panties? Get out of here! Get out of here, stickler!
It's for science! Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? And by fate, I mean destiny. Do you know that I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign? Sagittarius?
Capricorn. I can tell you mine if you like, Apollo.
No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. So, what's your name? Oh, right. I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo. Apollo Justice.
And I'm Trissy Wright.
I know. This is getting nowhere fast. Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately?
Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions.
Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. Though I think I understand despair a little better now.
You did good, Apollo. A glove? Look! She's doing her nails.
What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh. Could you read this?
Sure. I feel like a teenager on a first date. And this is the love letter we passed from desk to desk at school.
Stop looking so wistful and read, Apollo.
All right. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham.
Vera Misham.
Misham. And the address is for Drew's studio.
Vera Misham.
And you're giving me this card because...
Bye.
Well, looks like we're finished here.
I wonder if Drew's studio is the scene of the crime.
Let's go find out.
All right. Drew's studio.
Wow, this looks like... It looks like a studio. I can smell this room. All the oil.
I can too. Yep. It's like life imitating art. Or maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring.
Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene.
Apollo, look at all those paintings.
Hey, don't touch those.
It's okay, I'm just looking. Abstract art. Pufferfish.
Huh?
Huh? Apollo, look at this one.
Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketches underneath.
That's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all.
Yeah, good point. That is odd. Thank you.
We'll take that. All the paintings have a really different style, too.
Ah.
There you go. I thought I'd find you two here. Emma, long time no see. Oh? Seems like I run into you far too often. I bet I know why you're here, too.
You know about the trial simulation tomorrow?
I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh?
We don't even know what the case is about.
Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Misham. And his daughter was put under arrest.
Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center.
It was funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning? That's how it was done, you know. Poison's a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. Poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackoos.
We can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around. Which means we'd better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else.
Let's see. Let's talk to Emma first. So this, Drew Misham was some kind of artist? Apparently. Did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans, too, for what it's worth. Oh? Well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. I've got oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually.
Huh? So it was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means?
He was an odd bird, Misham.
Most artists tend to be.
Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end, yep. What do you mean, to anyone? He was always locked up here in his studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was those letters he put in the letterbox there.
Letters? Do people still write letters?
What do you mean, Apollo?
I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? I think I was a kid.
Yeah, I was a kid, too.
Don't most people use email and stuff these days?
Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way was more artistic, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer?
The suspect, please.
We took some fingerprints, of course. Lady ones found the room where Mr. Misham and Vera is, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Mishan gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever?
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? So, this woman, Vera, she's Mr. Misham's daughter, right?
Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura.
You don't say.
She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside.
That does sound like a scene.
In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently, she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside.
Why can't I ever get a normal client?
Because, Ace Attorney.
Yep.
But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me.
So, about the poison, it was found to be in his coffee, right?
No. Not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean?
It means see for yourself, I think.
Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into the studio. I guess mysterious painters who ever go outside make for good articles.
And it just so happened that he died the night of his first interview?
At around 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night, he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died? She poisoned him on the night of this interview? Wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Misham when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was the reporter who called the police, in fact.
Wait, but why is she the suspect? If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter.
Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Misham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that.
Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter.
Okay, now we can examine the painting behind a dresser on the left screen. There it is. Hey! There's a painting hidden back here.
Hey, you're right.
What if it's embarrassing somehow and he didn't want anyone to see it?
You certainly seem pleased by the possibility.
Huh? It's so normal. It's the finish, and I could see the Starry Night Van Gogh reference.
Yep. Starry, starry night. That's
Great
hardly
song.
something to get mad about.
And it's the finished painting. Huh? What is it, Apollo?
Well, doesn't this painting look like... never mind.
I know what it is.
I'd better get a professional opinion on this.
It's the other painting we found.
Yep.
Now examine the coffee cup. Oh, that's the victim's coffee mug. Aha! So the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poisoned mug of coffee.
Yeah, why don't you have a sip? I would hope so.
Poisoned coffee. Not exactly, actually.
What do you mean?
No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side, after all. Present the coffee mug to Emma.
So, Emma, about this coffee mug.
I hope you aren't trying to grill me for information. You know I'm not talking.
I suppose you are the detective here.
Why don't you two take a look for yourselves? If you find a clue, I might not be willing to lend a hand. I think she's going to help us, Apollo.
Let's check out this mug, shall we?
Okay, let's see. Oh, examine the lip mark. Hey, look there! That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo.
That must be the... Oop.
That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about.
Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, the stain is probably... better ask Emma.
Alright, now we can present the coffee to her.
Emma, about this mug. There's a pale blue, residue on the rim?
That... Well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain.
I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma.
Right. Okay, you got me. Let's let over from the testing spray. Forensic science! I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby. So what kind of scientific stuff were you up to? This spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison.
So the poison that killed the victim was on this mug?
That's right. See? It wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing.
It certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma'd be willing to help us out a bit more.
You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery will get you everywhere.
It's certainly worth talking to her a bit more.
Let's talk to her.
Emma,
Talk.
you're not a completely sour bitch. I bet Emma could help us out here.
Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. Huh? What are you two whispering about?
Well, I was thinking. I mean, what is it we always do when we run into you at the crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically?
Ah, you know me too well. Okay.
Okay, meaning we can get, scientific now?
Oh, I suppose. Just this once.
This is like the start of a bad hentai.
Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out.
Of
The
course.
coffee mug.
Third time's the charm. Emma, about this mug. There's a pale blue, residue on the rim? Wait, isn't this the same dialogue?
Hold on, yeah, just keep going. What? What now? Let's see, hold on. We did that. Oh! Oh, wait, go back. There's new dialogue.
Uh-oh, I know that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly.
It's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time to ingestion for adverse effects to show. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown...
That's fine, really. We don't need to know all the gory details.
I think I get it. You just gotta spray this stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. I want to try too, Emma. Pretty please? You don't have to ask twice. I already used it on everything suspicious, of course. Yay! Let's give it a whirl, Apollo.
What are you doing?
I'm just seeing if I got a reaction off you.
How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous.
Tell that to those helpless witnesses on the stand. Damn!
Let's just get down to checking the real poisons, shall we?
Wow.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay, yeah, touch the coffee mug again. Okay. Just touch the... Anyway, you'll get a reaction. When you're started, spray everywhere. You won't get a reaction, so Trucy suggests trying on the small table. Let's see.
So just keep spraying until...
Let's see, hold on. Emma says the solution is test for etroquinine, the poison found in the autopsy report. Emma will now give you the spray. It's quite simple. Just touch the anywhere, and you'll get a reaction. When you get started, spray everywhere. You won't get a reaction. So Tracy suggests trying on the small table. So when you get started, spray everywhere. I guess just hold the thing. Is there any way you can like do a?
Nope.
Damn. Oh, spray it on a tiny picture frame. A tiny picture frame on the small table. Should be. There's a picture frame right there. Oh, pan right and examine the desk on the lower left. You will zoom in on the desk. Examine and open the drawer. Let's see. No. I think we can... Is there a way we can stop it? Too bad. No reaction there.
I'm sure Emma checked out all the likely spots. Wait a second.
What is it, Apollo?
Did you spray that little desk over there?
There we go. I don't think so. The spray probably can't even reach that far, you know?
Let's check it out, just to be sure.
There we go. Now the frame. There we go. I guess we examine it. Ah! A reaction, Apollo! Ah! Where? The inside of that cute little frame. Look! Well, would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work magic.
Never mind that I was the one who found it.
Okay.
Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it? It looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case.
Alright. Now let's examine. Pan right and examine the desk on the lower left. You will examine... Okay.
Let's take a closer look. Let's take a closer look at this desk here.
Examine the open drawer.
This envelope has been opened and resealed.
Ooh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and opens. Cool, huh?
Whoever did this wasn't so delicate.
You're right. Looks like they just ripped it and opened it and stuck back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago.
Why would someone open a letter, then seal it again? I better hang on to this.
Pan left and present the envelope to Emma.
Emma, about this.
Oh, that... Yes, why, that's a bright red envelope.
She sure is jumpy.
Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed.
Your lips are sealed? That's a first. You mean, you know what's inside the envelope?
Sure. I read it after all. Ah! You mean you're the one who ripped this open? Please. I would have steamed it open.
But she did sneak a peek at it, apparently.
Now that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes, the use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering.
Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on.
You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise can open big doors.
Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her some more. About that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning.
You want to know about any of my tool, don't you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray, like X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. At least that's what I call it. Huh? It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization. Something. How am I supposed to remember after all that? So basically, it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. That's right. You're sharp, Trucy. But it's a little more complicated than that in practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma? Please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything as suspicious myself. Alright, let's give it a spin, Apollo.
Yuck, what are you doing?
Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair. But it's like lead.
Point that thing at me anymore and it might all fall out.
Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it.
Which is true, X-ray machines are very radioactive.
Yes, they are.
Let's just get down to business, shall we?
Right. Let's see it on a sample first. It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here.
Is this like something out of Metal Gear Solid?
I know. You set the sample in the device like so.
I don't see anything.
Patience, there's no need to get all fancy. Look at the right at the side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view? You've got to set display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn that dial with the controls for me, would you? That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something. See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh?
Except, I can't read them.
Just turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that a little sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see the paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. It breaks cards down into this thin layers so it can only show... No.
Sorry. I'm not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything?
That's why you go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit, if you would. Rubbing? Like going over the image with the controls like while holding A? There! That fixes the image on the screen. Now turn the dial again just a little. Good! Now you can rub this image to fix it too. Hey, I get it! We just keep doing this until we've got the whole thing. Exactly, not bad. Neat, let's do some more. Try again. The again. Like rub the again out. I guess you're good. Alright. Then you just need to turn the dial anti-clockwise on the lower right corner to move the X-ray until you get a layer. You will get a reaction. Then you just need to rub it with your stylus. You'll need to find 4 more letters, 5 in all. When you are done, the result of the ticket will depend on how much you use the game's fast forward feature. There we go. Okay, let's print this out. Does this mean I have to buy another one to win?
Well, it's Emma's ticket. Let her buy another one.
It's okay, there's no need. But see, this is the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Now let's try it on the real thing, shall we?
Scanning.
Scanning. Scanning.
Sounds like Pac-Man.
It does. Almost.
This is much easier than what it was in the DS.
I'd imagine.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's print this one out. Dear Mr. Drew Machan, I've deposited the $100,000 in the designated account. Please send a receipt once you confirm the transfer. Someone deposited $100,000 into Mr. Machan's account? His paintings must really be valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look? You bet I do. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Alright, here goes with the second page then.
Oops.
Okay, let's print this one out. Sign the papers and send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. I need not remind you to speak of this one to no one. So was the letter about the payment for one of his paintings?
Well, why all this secrecy, though? And
And what?
why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old, right?
Maybe it had some special significance to him. Well, Emma? Well, indeed.
She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it.
All right.
So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story at the night of the crime?
Ah, I'm afraid I can't tell you because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. I thought so. I'll never forget that face. But what was his name? Oh, right. Brushel.
Oh god, this guy.
Oh, I know Brushel. He's a weirdo. He's after a scoop to sell the papers.
So, a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night he's killed. Seems strange to you?
Really strange. It does raise a few questions.
I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could.
Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He said something about covering a magician.
Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, that leaves only one other person.
It wasn't Valent Gramley by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear.
So he's out interviewing Valent Grammary. Looks like I'll be heading out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought.
Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. To the Coliseum! Woohoo! This is it, Apollo. The place where magic and dreams converge.
Just a while ago, it was the place where murder and nightmares converged.
Let's go say hi to Uncle Valent.
Do I have to? What about the case?
There he is. Only performer laughs like that.
The young Miss Trucy. How often I hoped we'd meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream.
Uncle Valent, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too.
Of course you are. Humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits.
Magicians are anything but humble.
Exactly. Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you.
Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show.
Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles such as the ones I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifi's illusions are reborn.
Magnify.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Here on stage by my hand.
Let's talk.
I suppose Magnifi would work too. Magnificent?
Yeah. I like magnify.
I think it's Magnifi.
Everyone's talking about the big magic show. Is it true that Grand Marie Miracle is back after a 7-year absence?
Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his.
Daddy.
My co-magician in training, Zach Grammary, if that terrible thing hadn't.
It's okay.
Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If you were alive, then I, Valent Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon this stage as his assistant.
Thanks, Uncle Valent. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. To think we get to see the great magnifies illusions again.
She really is looking forward to this, isn't she?
I think Magnify works.
My mentor, the magnificent Magnifi Grammary, was a true deity among magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defied our very imaginations.
I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in a sports car through the air above the audience. And the speed off to outer space, faster than the speed of sound.
I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Grammary Troop's secrets, it falls to me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you? If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years? It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land. I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic. The performance of Magnify's miracle was impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years, but no more. 7 years? That phrase sure seems to pop up, doesn't it?
And why was that?
A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy.
Can you tell us about these performance rights?
Magnifi's magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea, a trick, if you will. That trick was considered his property, and as such was protected by property laws. Intellectual property, maybe? Magnifi knew this and bequeathed it in his will. To one person. You mean him? Yes, Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Grammary was the inheritor of the Grammary miracle.
Daddy.
Yet, as you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly 7 years ago. I think I see where this story is going. Once a person is classified missing for a certain period of time, they're considered legally deceased, correct? In all absoluteness, those rolled-up sleeves conceal your competence well, young man. That certain period of time of which you speak is 7 years. Yes, Miss Trucy. Though it pains me to say it, This past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnifi passed to me. That was, in fact, stipulated in his will by Magnifi himself.
Is that how it works, Apollo?
Yeah, it's called death in absentia. He's declared missing, permanently.
Daddy.
Present the Grammary envelope.
I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Ah-ha-ha! Why, that bears the Grammary seal!
Uncle Valent, is something wrong?
Trucy, where did you get this?
Huh? Daddy gave it to me.
Your daddy? But
No! My other daddy, Phoenix Wright!
why now? Why would your Lord Daddy... Lord Daddy? That's kind of stretching the whole archaic thing a bit. The signature upon the back, do you recognize it? That belongs to none other than Zach Grammary!
What? Daddy signed this?
Might I be so bold as to open it? I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. What's in this envelope, I wonder?
Present the Brussels card.
Well, he suddenly lost his composure.
Yep.
So, a journalist was here on a story. All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pens seek to commit its mysteries to paper.
His name was Brushel.
Brushel.
I think he remembers him.
He doesn't look too happy about it. Brushel. That cloying smell of mint when he smiles, yes.
Could you tell us more about him? What did he want?
Let's talk about...
A man by that name called on me just now. Just now? Valent's vision is always toward tomorrow. Valent's feet step always forward. That is all.
That's all? Very confusing.
I am to perform a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to cover it. Yet, he had ears only for that incident. That incident? In any case, I requested that the Rapture's reporter remove himself. So a painter died. What of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Grammary.
Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went?
I recommended he visit that place popular with penalized perpetrators. The detention center. He was a rude individual. Might I see that card? Sure. He would tear apart my respectability. I will tear apart him.
Ooh, here it comes, Apollo. Uncle Valent's big magic trick.
Is he going to fix the cards? Not sure that qualifies as big magic.
What happened to the big magic?
It is not more miraculous for it to stay ripped. He must have really not liked that journalist. Now, the time has come when I must return to my... Oh, Jesus.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation preparations. By your leave, Miss Trucy.
Thanks, Uncle Valent.
3 days from now, make ready for a miracle. What do you think that journalist was after? And why did Valent react like that to this envelope?
I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit.
You don't say.
We're gonna meet him.
Oh, you're still here.
I don't want to meet him. There he is.
I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote. No, not at all. Looks like someone's already meeting here.
Maybe that reporter?
Ugh. Hey there! How you doing? Who might you be? Sorry. We didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey. You're Justice? You know me? Do I know you? Of course I know you. Stares down witnesses on stand till they spill beans. End quote. That's not true. What the hell is he writing?
Well, I know what his quirk is. Are you a reporter by any chance?
Woo! You're Trucy.
Am I famous?
Oh, yes. Trucy Wright hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties. End quote.
Hey! That's not true!
Just hold on to your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy.
Interview?
So, guard, I think I know what's going on here. Guarding rooms is my life. What else could I possibly need? End quote. Oh, how many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I've got work to do. You deal with them.
Did you come here to interview the guard?
Wee, what a pickle. Accused wouldn't talk. Had to interview someone or go plumb crazy. End quote.
Stop it! Huh?
I should have guessed. Where are my manners? Name's Brushel, Spark Brushel. I'm not picky. Journalist just closes eyes. Writes. End quote. What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? He must like polo mints.
Yeah.
Until you've been interviewed by me, you don't know what thrilling is. Wild romp through crossroads or mayhem madness. End quote. I can see that. He's writing something again. Well, if he's a reporter, maybe he knows something.
So, Mr. Brushel, you're a journalist?
Me? Look, let me state one thing for the record here.
Yes?
I'm an interviewer, you understand? Yes? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote.
Okay.
For instance, you think a movie director watches movies? Yes?
Well, I think he probably does.
Exactly! I knew you'd understand. Huh?
So, the night of the murder, you were at Drew's studio?
Who? Me? Look, let me state one thing for the record.
Yes?
I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy. Real busy. Always on the road. Journalist always buys one-way ticket. Never looks back. End quote.
I can understand the philosophy, but...
You want to know the thing about one-way tickets? Once you use them, they're gone. All because you have to give them to the guy at the airport.
True enough. Don't they give normal tickets too? Wait, too?
Exactly. See? It's the same thing.
What is?
See, that's
I never thought I'd say this, but I bring Dr. Hickfield back.
Hell no. I ain't voicing him again.
At least he's funny.
Yeah.
Creepy, but funny.
Yeah, until he's hitting on Trissy.
Even so, the Roshi voice, it makes it worth it.
Well, in this case, do you know anything about fairy godparents?
Mr. Crocker.
In case you were wondering who I based his voice on.
Fairies!
So you went to do a story on Drew Misham? And he never had a story done about him before?
That's right! Look, let me state one thing for the record here.
What?
I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. What tipped me off to Drew? Why do the interview in the first place? I can't fucking speak today.
Well, yes.
Look, it's like... Oh, I've got it! Say there's this burger joint with fabulous ketchup. You think the burger guy's going to tell me where he got it?
At the supermarket, maybe?
Exactly! See? That's what I'm talking about! I think I may have actually understood that one. Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers. End quote. Right, guess we'll leave then. Ah, but since you're here, might as well tell you a tidbit of news I saw, just for the heck of it.
Sure, tell us. Just for the heck of it.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I'd seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with amazing ketchup, when an article in a tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painting stolen from art dealer's gallery, end quote, I believe it was. An oil painting? Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach floating down a river. Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach. What is this, James and the Giant Peach? Great book, by
Drew
the way.
Studios, we must go.
Journalists can smell scoop better than burgers, end quote.
All right, back to Drew Studio.
Now tell me, do you have very good birds?
Oh, God. Well, how'd it go? Find anything out?
Actually, there was one thing I wanted to check with you.
Well, what's that scary face you're making?
And what's with the I know something, but I'm not telling you face you've got going, Emma?
Present the hidden painting.
This painting came from behind that dresser.
Ah, yes, so?
It was stolen, no.
I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out.
It's not too difficult to figure out when you've got an identical painting in the same room.
I know! He's a forger!
Do you think you could tell us a bit about this?
I suppose. It's what you think. Drew Misham was a forger.
A plagiarist.
A forger?
A thief. A sham, hence his name.
Yeah, Misham. There he is. So, what exactly is a forger? A plagiarist! Well, basically, it's someone who makes forgeries.
Counterfeiter.
Fakes, in other words. A flim-flam. Fakes? Copies of an original. Exact copies. So precise you can't tell them apart. Reminds me of the whole Mona Lisa thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as the real article. It's a crime, of course.
Well, no shit.
So, Drew Misham was a criminal? I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries. To supplement his work in illustration, I guess.
I see.
Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place.
What do you mean?
When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So the rough sketch is like a practice for the real thing. That painting we fought, the portrait. Like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But not in the case of forgery. Not necessarily, anyway. You know what that unfinished product is going to look like, after all. Oh yeah, I guess you would. That's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's underneath the paint of the finished pieces.
I get it now.
Not until I need to get going such lengths. Seeing as how one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. Still, it'd be neat to see Mr. Misham rough sketches. Kind of like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking.
True. That would be interesting, and maybe valuable for our case.
You should try buttering her up, Apollo. Flattery will get you everywhere, they say.
This is like the third time I've tried to butter up. Maybe I should ask Emma to help us out.
Present the portrait. Yeah, the portrait.
I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch under this painting. And I was wondering if your tool might be able to do the trick.
Oh, fine. Just use the time, though. Just this time, though.
Let's check it out. All right. Let's see.
This one?
You'll now... Yes. Should be that one.
Waka waka waka.
Let's see what it really looks like. It looks like...
It's Clavier.
Okay, let's print this one out. Yeah, it's Clavier.
Or
Let's try the other ones.
what the heck?
Wow, he really blows. The finished painting isn't anything like the rough. Device like mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted to do for the rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past, you could only analyze the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of charcoal between paint and canvas. So you could tell if there had been a rough sketch. But not what it looked like.
I think I follow you. So, in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting.
Some pros would actually paint out a rough sketch entirely. Then do a completely new painting on top of that. Mr. Masham was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them? Possibly. Is there a problem with that?
Not particularly, but something about that sketch itself is kind of odd.
You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo.
You think we could check out one of the other paintings?
Well, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? Alright, try that one. It's like trying to pick out a Rorschach test. I see... I see people playing poker.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, let's print this one out. Phoenix and Grammary.
This one too.
What's wrong, Apollo? You look so serious all of a sudden.
You think I could just look at that last one of these?
Fine by me. Knock yourself out. Alright, last one. So, Clavier, Phoenix and Grammary, Zach Grammary. Remember what this one is. It's just an ordinary landscape. Okay, let's print this one out.
That's the noodle stand.
Oh yeah, case 2. These are all 3 cases.
What the hell is all this?
I hesitate to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation?
Trucy, look at these 3 sketches.
They're all 3 cases.
Do you notice anything?
Clavier's guitar on fire. Ah! There! Now you're both white as sheets. What's going on?
These sketches are of the 3 cases I worked on.
What?
The murder in the poker room at the Borscht Bow Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then... the events that transpired during the Gaviniers concert.
What could it mean? How could he have drawn those things? And why?
That's what I want to know.
Wait, is Drew Masham your father? What?
Give me a break. Does that seem even remotely possible to you? I'd never even heard of any Drew Masham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him. But they were my cases, drawn on his canvas. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just who was Drew Masham? And what did he have to do with me?
Fuck.
Oh, this is looking interesting.
Told you it's gonna be a doozy. Well.
But yeah,
That was insane.
I've played this case. Believe me, it is going to be a doozy.
Yep.
Whew. Oh,
I'd say about wraps it up.
of course it does. Alright, anything to say before we get ready to jump off?
Nope. But we're gonna be away for because we're going on vacation.
Yep, from next week on until September 14th, we will be on vacation together. So the next stream won't be until September 19th.
Yep.
Alright folks, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all again on September 19th for more GTA San Andreas.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.